Okay. John Jerome, you're live. Thank you for that snippet of music. Oh my God. Well, wasn't that just crazy here on Ancestral Eyes? We just got kicked off because we used a little bit of music. Witchy woman. Woo! Facebook police got us. Okay. So anyway, so welcome once again, everybody, for tuning in to episode 28. As I've said previously, I have my friend Melissa. I'm at her house, and Melissa is in her home. I'm with her in her lovely home. She has ghosts, as I said previously. So we thought maybe this had something to do with the residential ghosts that we have in this house, but maybe not. So anyway, so welcome everyone. Jean Jerome, welcome, my co-host once again.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to Ancestral Eyes, episode 28. We're very happy to have Melissa with us. And sorry for the earlier interruption, but it is what it is. Mercury's still retrograde, so there are little things like that happen.
Oh, yeah. Yep, for sure. So, hi, Melissa.
Hello. Hi, Jean Jerome.
Hello, Melissa.
So, I'm going to reread the bio of Melissa, my friend. She's a Cabot witch. And I will start it again. Melissa is a spiritual and intuitive witch. Led by her own spirit guides and driven by their messages, she has accomplished a lot in her life and manifested her dreams. A born intuitive from a very young age, which allowed her innate abilities to commune with nature and celestial bodies. And this helped hone her talents to become a natural-born psychic and medium too. Led by compassion, she crafts lotions and potions, all the while listening to those voices in her head. A little humorous interjection here, but not far from the truth, actually. And this is what she does in order to help others. Her study of herbs and herblore over the years led her to expand her knowledge to a well-rounded craft of the wise. This and other spiritual modalities has assisted her to helping others heal when they come seeking her advice and help as a true witch. Her study into witchdom of the Cabot lineage has earned her first and second degree, along with further accreditation of becoming a traditional Reiki Master Teacher, Celtic Reiki Master, and Crystal Reiki Master. Melissa has not only manifested her destiny as a witch, but through her initiated accomplishments, opened her own successful witchy shop called Wand and Cauldron up here in Midland, where I live with Melissa. She shares her natural love of rock hounding with her husband, Daryl, who also is a Cabot witch, first and second degree, he is also a professional geoscientist, also known as a geologist, and both go into the wild woods of northern Ontario to hunt and hand cut and mine for amazing crystals that are sold at her shop. All in all, we have a certified and trained witch and a spiritual witch. So welcome once again, Melissa.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yes, it is. And like I said, Melissa has her own shop here in Midland. And when I first moved up to Midland, I was on a hunt looking for spiritual people, looking for other witches, hoping. And sure enough, there's this witch store called Wand and Cauldron. And I was trying to find it. You remember? It was in the summer. It was
Butter Tart Festival.
That's right, Midland's Butter Tart Festival. I called her up. She's literally 5 minutes away from where I live, okay? And I must have driven around the neighborhood for what?
I don't know, 10 minutes. You kept calling back. You're getting frustrated. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And yet it was so close. But, but it was busy. The traffic was really busy around here, and I kept driving around and passing it. But anyway, I eventually came to finding it, and I was so glad. Her shop is amazing. We're going to have a tour a little bit later. She's going to take us on a tour into her shop. I'm going to let her have my phone, and then she can go out, and I'll stay here in her house with the ghosts. But I have her cats and her husband here, so I'll be okay. So anyway, so without further ado, what I want to do is I want to start talking about your gifts. And when did you first notice that you were born into these gifts? Tell us a little bit about that. That's your natural intuitiveness.
It basically started from a young age. I was always considered to be the weird kid. I'd be out in the bush, out in the backfields collecting flowers and tree branches and twigs and herbs and pressing them in books with Kleenex and talking to the trees and the stars and the moons. And,
nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Back then I didn't know, what I was. I just knew what I liked to do.
Yeah.
So, and that just progressively led into more and more. And I used to draw eyes. It's the first thing I noticed in a person is their eyes. And my mother would get very upset with me. You and your eyeballs, Melissa, stop it.
Did you really? I did too.
Yeah,
I used to draw eyes. And then the other thing I used to love to do was draw flowers, like the petaled flowers and stuff. That was like my favorite thing to do.
I did trees.
You did trees?
Yeah, I did trees.
Well,
So, yeah. And then in school, I was thought to be, one of the weird kids. So I had a few friends. I had a couple of really good friends that are still good friends today. But it's all good. It's all part of the path.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
Very much the same. I was always the weird kid and did stuff. And
I'm glad now because I wouldn't want to be a normal adult.
Oh,
They're boring.
Oh, I know. A muggle?
Is that what you call them? I choose not to use that word.
Yeah, I know. I do.
Okay.
So anyway, it's different when you get to sit here beside your friend and talk about witchy things, So
Yeah. And John Drum's way over there.
way over there in Toronto.
In Toronto, that's right.
In Toronto.
Yes. So the other thing too that I found intriguing with regards to growing up that way, when did you start noticing you were hearing voices in your head? Like, did you hear them in your head, or how did that start? Like, what was the first sort of spirit encounter that you had?
It started at a really young age too, but I just thought it was like my imagination. How you kind of hear your inner voice, and that's usually how I hear them today. Still, it's almost like I'm talking to myself, but it's not me talking.
Right, because you get these really weird thoughts suddenly in your head, and you go, "Where did that? Yeah, like, where'd that come from?" Right?
Yeah, exactly. And it happens to the point where 3 o'clock in the morning, they're like, "Get up, let's go. You need to go upstairs. You need to write this down so you can make this."
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of the oil blends and stuff that I make are made that way.
That's right.
Basically downloaded information, and if I don't get up, they don't stop bugging me.
Yes. And you know what? That's what I found was really intriguing about you too, was when we started talking about our witchy path and the similarities or the differences we had growing up, is the same sort of thing. You're led by spirit, and you immediately you act upon it, which is really good. I'm a little bit more stubborn and sort of like, not now, but you just kind of, you also wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a night owl.
Yeah, and I am. So there's a little bit of a difference there, right?
Yeah.
So now, with regards to hearing the spirits, you listen to the spirits. Do you know who they are, the spirits? Like, can you associate them with either your own ancestors, or are they outside of that, like guides?
So there was one when I was younger. I did a meditation, and he came through pretty loud and clear. He came in as like a tornado, spinning round and around and around, popped down on the ground, and I flew a bird. And then I had the name Spotted Feather come to me. So he's been a constant with me from a young age. So he's the majority of the one that I hear stuff. Lately, though, I've been hearing things that I'm pretty sure are from my great-grandmother.
Yeah. And how do you know that it's your great-grandmother?
Just because they're different. Like his were more nature-based.
Okay.
And hers are more I don't even know how you'd say witchy based, I guess, right? If that's the term for it, yeah.
Yes, and so this leads me into the question that I wanted to ask you with regards to how you came upon the name Wand and Cauldron, because I find that's a very interesting history.
Yeah,
I like
that one still kind of blows me away. So moved to Midland, and I had a Facebook page called Zephyr Skycraft Creations. And that was where I started doing some of my stuff and selling it online through Facebook.
Okay.
So we moved to Midland, and then one of my guides came to me and said, Wand and Cauldron, Wand and Cauldron, Wand and Cauldron. So I talked to my son about it, and I thought, you know what, like, this is a really small town, a lot of older people. That's really in your face. Like, that is like Wand and Cauldron. There's no sugarcoating it. It's not like a fluffy name.
Yeah.
So I just kind of sat on it. And then I guess it was 3.5 years ago now, my mother passed away. And my dad was very upset. And he said, come on to the house, go through the stuff and take what you want. So I went into my mom's china cabinet, and there on the top shelf was a wand that I had never seen in my entire life. A really old wand. And then I went around, I'm like, well, that's mine.
Yeah, done.
That's mine. Nobody else is having that. And then I went around behind the couch, and they had like a wood stove. And in front of the wood stove was this old cook pot with a lid, a cauldron. And I thought, what? So that was mine too. And then when I got home, it was like, oh, Wand and Cauldron. Wand and Cauldron.
Like what your guide had told you, right?
Yeah, exactly. So initially
That's your mom.
You know, I thought it was my mom's.
Yeah.
I thought they were my mom's. And then she came to me in dream time about 3 or 4 days after her funeral and told me they were my great grandmother, who came to England when she was younger. Yeah.
That's right.
So I do have them here in the house. I thought about displaying them in the shop, but they're too precious. So they're here in the house.
Well, Melissa's house is amazing. Like, if you ever get a chance to come up to Midland and see her store, like, seriously, okay, it's worth the drive to Acton, as they say, right?
Yeah.
But her store is amazing. She has, like, there's stuff that I can get, and I know even Jean Jerome can get, okay, that we can't get anywhere else, you know? So, goes to show ya, goes to tell ya.
Ghost to tell you?
Ghost to tell ya. But her house is like a living museum. It is awesome. It really, truly is. You can't really see it, but she case behind us. I love that.
Well, it was crowded.
So, yeah. But she's got amazing things, all these little artifacts. And I know you're like me. When you buy something and she buys it for the store, okay? But I know it's like when she gets those precious,
my precious,
right? It would be hard to put it into the store, and I know that's exactly what she's done too, right?
Some of the stuff. I'm getting better.
You are. You're letting go.
Yeah.
But her house is amazing, and the first time I came into her house, that was the other thing. She took me for a tour, and like I said, it's a living museum. It's amazing. So I'm walking along, and then we get up to the second floor, and all of a sudden it's like, I kind of looked at her. She didn't tell me about the spirits in the house. And I went, do you have ghosts? She goes, yeah. And I go, the lady in white? Is she a lady in white? She goes, yes. And I'm like, okay. I go, well, she's here. And Melissa's like, mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about that ghost, because she seems to favor your husband.
Oh, yeah, she does. So we have a couple. We first moved in here, my daughter and my grandson, who was a little baby, sat and slept in one of the playpens with the risers. We're sleeping in the living room, and my youngest son was up in the attic. That's where he was 16.
Okay.
And my daughter told me the next day she heard somebody yelling, hey! So she thought that it was her brother upstairs in the attic yelling. So she was going to get up and tell him to be quiet because she was going to get the baby. She went to get up and was at the bottom of the stairs, and she heard, hey, again. So she said, I'm starting to get a little irritated that he was being that loud. He's going to wake up the baby. So she went to get up, and as she sat up off the couch, there's a washroom down here. Right by the washroom door, she heard the hey again really loud, and there was nobody there. So we had an angry male spirit that was here initially. I don't think he liked the fact that we were here, so I had a wee talk with him. And I told him, like, I would much rather cohabitate with you.
Yes.
And if you can't live peacefully, then you will have to leave.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then my husband, Daryl, who's a very scientific-minded man. He's a geophysicist, geologist, has all of the big certificates.
Yes.
meat and potatoes, show me kind of guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't too sure he believed in the spirit realm or the ghosts or
That's
anything.
right. Yeah, that's right. You told me.
So he was working from home at that time up in his office. He was on the second floor.
Mhm.
And I'm in the dining room downstairs.
That's where I saw the spirit.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I hear him just start coming down the stairs. And I looked at him and he was really white. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, okay, I believe. I believe. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he tells
One
me
more
that
time.
he's sitting there, and out of peripheral vision, he saw this movement. So he looked, and he said there was this woman, full apparition with a tight collared gown, like a grayish white gown, hair in a bun, standing in the doorway, looking at him, and then vanished. So that really kind of set him into motion to believe. So,
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I felt her presence, and she appeared much the same, except I saw her dressed mostly in white. I never saw any feet or anything like that. It was just, she was there, and then she moved kind of beside me. It caught my eye, right? So that's just one of the spirits, right?
Yeah.
Is the guy still here?
He's here. So what I've done is I've created a safe space for them in the dead room, which is what they used to call the front room, where they had the pocket doors.
That's right. That was the what do they call those?
The dead room. That's where they would keep the
That's
dead.
right. That's right. That's right.
They would keep the dead
right
in their house for so many hours or so many days after.
That's right. That's right.
So I've got a little
Parlor room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parlor. Right.
Yeah.
I've got a little haunted house from like the Weeble Wobbles.
Oh, okay.
And I've dedicated their safe space in my home.
Okay.
So it's in there. But when my grandson comes, if he gets in there and he plays with their safe space, they become very active. So.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So he knows not to touch Grandma's haunted house.
Okay, well, that's good.
And right now we have action. I probably can't hear it, but we have a spirit in the house around this time of year who really enjoys playing with my washing machine.
That's right.
Like the buttons constantly. And I checked to see if it's actually somebody. So I, 1 beep is no, and 2 beeps is yes. Do you understand? And it'll go beep beep.
Well, there you
Right.
go.
So sometimes it gets really annoying, and I just tell it, please stop playing with the washing machine.
I hate to do that.
Yeah, it gets annoying after a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So, but you also have this Rosita.
Yes.
Tell us about Rosita.
So Rosita is a ventriloquist doll, a very old one that my son and I went to an antique store, and we walked into this room together, and we both looked at each other, and we could feel her. So we saw her, and he's like, "Mom, you can't leave her here." I'm like, "No, she's got to come home."
Yeah.
So I brought her home, and she's bound because she's not very nice.
Yeah.
So when I got her, she
That's
had
right.
a very beautiful pink pale face.
Nice
And-
peachy
Yeah,
lips
little
and everything.
cheeks were rosy, and now when you look at her,
She's green.
she has a green face. So
And it's not painted.
it's not; it's just turned green on it.
And even when I saw her a while ago, she was green, but not really green.
Yeah.
When the last time I saw her, because I hadn't been in the bedroom for
Yeah.
a while, she looks like the Green Witch from, what's that play, the movie? Well, she looks like the Wicked Witch of the West from,
Wizard of Oz?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So she is bound. Like I had to.
And
because
you
I-
had to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so she's safe here. She's got a nice place. When I first got her, I put her on a fluffy dress on her, and she didn't like that. I think that's why she turned green. So now she's got like a black dress, and she's a little calmer.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
My cat's always wanted that because I want to go right over to her.
Right, because she likes animals. She's okay with the animals.
Yeah.
Like she's good with the cat and the dog and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
And then we did the table tipping in there too.
That's right. Now, Melissa, she holds workshops. She also allows other mediums to come to her store and do things like table tipping. And what's your friend's name? She's also a Facebook friend of mine. Oh my God, I forgot her name.
Which one, Clara?
Clara, that's it.
Clara. Yeah, Clarity 13.
Yes, yes. She had come over and we had done some table tipping at Melissa's place, and her home. You opened it up to a few of your neighbors
a few friends,
and a few friends, and we did some table tipping in the parlor. Right, that was a load of fun. Oh my goodness gracious me, for sure. So, and how was Rosita? She was okay. She was actually kind of like just sitting there very quietly. I think she was kind of like,
Yeah, what are you letting them all in here for?
like, Huh? Oh my God.
Although my cat, Umra, wasn't. He's a sphinx. He was, remember, he's trying to get into all the stuff in there. He's just being a bugger.
Yeah. But no, she was fine. I thought she was okay.
Yeah.
So what was it that she did that made you bind her?
I had set a doll on her and she pushed it off. And then I got a doll that was gifted to me, and she's a little more mild. So I'd set them side by side on chairs, and I got up in the morning and the other doll was in the middle of the room in her chair. I thought, okay, so you apparently don't like company. And if you, I just didn't
Competition.
want, right? And because I had a young grandson at the time, I didn't want anything, right? Like sometimes the malevolent spirits try and play with young children.
That's right.
And
you keep these doors closed. I know that because you don't let the animals in there. No, exactly.
Because they knock stuff off on purpose.
Right. So that door's always closed. So I know that, it's not like her cats are getting in there and doing any of this kind of stuff, right? Plus, when you go in there and you feel Rosita looking at you, right?
Yeah.
She has that kind of.
Jean-Jerome hasn't met Rosita yet. The next time you come up, they'll have to come in to give you the tour of the house and you can meet Rosita.
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, no, she's fun.
Or maybe we'll get you to come up and we'll do table tipping.
Ooh. We'll get a few people to come over from our Ile and ooh, wouldn't that be fun, right?
That'd be interesting.
Yes, interesting.
Interesting, very interesting. So just for everybody tuning in, maybe it would be nice to talk a little bit, since you've mentioned it a couple of times now, the table tipping, also known as table tapping, table turning, table tilting, is something that was first seen in the modern spiritualist movement in 1852 to 1853 in Europe. Was very famous in France at the time of Allan Kardec. It was actually Allan Kardec was invited to, who's the father of modern spiritism and the Cartesian spiritism, and he was invited to actually study and witness the phenomenon, but not in a theatrical standpoint, but in an actual real seance. And that began his work in terms of transcribing and almost acting like a scientific method to spiritualism. Where he would listen to, have different mediums, speak messages and everything else. He would compare the messages over multiple mediums on different subject matter in terms of what was the nature of the cosmos, what was the nature of God, what was the nature of a guardian angel, what was the nature of a guardian spirit, and so forth. So that's just a little bit of background. But how did you come to table tipping in Midland?
In Midland? I had a consignor who he had bought a vintage parlor table and put a Ouija board on top of it.
Yeah.
And Wanda Cauldron really liked it, so we bought it. And I had Clara come up. She did some readings at the shop. I have guest readers come in. She wanted to do table tipping one night, so we opened it up to a few people, and she showed me how to do it. And it's quite interesting. My son sat in one day and he's like, I don't believe in this.
Yeah.
And the table almost crawled up on his lap. It was quite comical because he was like, whoa. Yeah. And Teresa gets right into it. She's like, taps right into that table and her head's rocking and rolling.
Whoa, my whole body and everything. It's fun. It really is, but you have to be careful, right?
Well, and I make sure I cast a circle, and we usually do a grounding meditation, and I only open the table up to spirits that are in the highest best interest for everybody around and the good of all. I don't want anything negative coming through. No. And of course, part of your training as a witch, right?
Now, just in your case, in terms of the table itself, because there were different methods of preparing a table in the old time.
Yeah.
In your case, do you, for instance, integrate a Ouija sort of
the planchette
engraving onto the board, onto the table?
So the consignor that I had made it actually put a Ouija board on top of it. So I do have a planchette as well. So it's dual, right? So you can do it as a Ouija board for communication as well as a table tipping. It gives them two different mediums to work with in order to communicate messages. We've had some pretty good messages come through too.
What did we use? Did we use?
We didn't have the planchette. We used
a glass.
Yeah, we used a shot glass.
That's right.
But it was too big, right? So we couldn't line up the letters. But I did get a planchette, and it works much better.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say I don't remember seeing the planchette when we had done it, but we used the a glass. I remember that. So So anyway, so getting back to what we were talking about. So with Wand and Cauldron, like I said, Melissa holds classes here, or she will be in the future, right? Yeah. Hoping to hold some classes, but she's had some guest readers come on board and do readings at her store as well. And with Wand and Cauldron and it coming to its fruition, I think that was part of you manifesting that. Because like I said, you're a natural born witch when it comes to being in tune with your spirits, working with your ancestors and your ancestral guides, okay? And I do know that John Jerome, you know the difference between like working with your ancestors and an ancestral guide, because like you just told us, right? You have a guide that had come to you from a very young age, right? Yeah. Now, it's also interesting with regards to how the store was actually constructed. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because I found that was fascinating in of itself. Yeah. Okay.
So we bought this house. I believe it's 113 years old, and it had a little outbuilding kind of behind it, but beside it. So we looked at it, and it was pretty decrepit. It was going to cost us more money to have it torn down because it had hydro and natural gas run to it. So we talked about it, and we decided to, let's make it Wand and Cauldron. So I met this contractor through a friend who was referred to me, and his background, he was from South Africa, and his work is phenomenal anyway, him and his sons. So he found out what I was and what I do, and he was a little skeptical about coming in and doing the work because he had dabbled in witchcraft when he was younger. And he got scared. He had a bad experience. But he was like, no, you know what? I said that I will do the job, so I will do it for you. And he listened to everything that I wanted. So it's got like a 4-peak roof. So I have the 4 quarters, north, south, east, west. We had to put a support beam across the main ceiling beam at the back.
And it's a room? Yes,
it's the room for protection that his son had decided to put in. In each of the 4 corners of the building, I have consecrated railway spikes spray foamed right into the walls for protection.
Perfect.
What else is there? Oh, there's the pot lights that go across the one base and the brim of the witch's hat, and then it goes up into a point.
That's right.
On both sides, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and we had to evict the red squirrels.
Oh,
because there was red squirrels in there. They didn't like that much.
Isn't there one that likes to try to come in?
Still tries. Yeah, we had to evict him again.
Oh, okay.
A very determined little fella he is.
Oh, no kidding. He really is.
Yeah.
But so you have the runes, you have the 4 quarters that was put in, the railroad ties, right? And everything was insulated, and you have the you have a little fireplace, a little electric fireplace, and the store is as charming as, oh my God, like it's adorable. It really is, and it's got everything. Even I can get some stuff in there that nowhere else has, you know. So it's true.
You're hilarious.
No, but it's true. It's like I go in there. I swear to God, it's one of those stores where you can go in and get lost, and it's not that big, but at the same time, all of a sudden it's like something. What was it today? I had to come in to get something from you, and I went to get something, and all of a sudden I went, when did you have these? I didn't know you had these, right? And then you're like, they were always there. So your eye just naturally gravitates from one thing to another. And sometimes you get I'm like literally I'm like a kid in a candy shop when I go into her store, okay? I'm a witch that goes into her witchy shop and just like, gets dazed and just stays there, right? So, and Claire, hi, Claire.
Where does it say here?
She says, where is the store? It's on Hanley Street.
Manly Street.
Oh, Manly.
Sorry. You're on Hanley.
Oh, I live on Hanley. Oops.
Are you going to be able to get home okay?
I had too much chocolate.
Chocolate and coffee.
Chocolate and coffee, right? Bad combo and a slice of pizza, supper of the which never mind. Anyway, it's on Manley Street, just up from Yonge Street.
Yeah. So if you're
In Midland. For all
Yeah,
those that are not familiar, it's Midland.
yeah, Midland. Ontario.
Claire lives in Midland. No, Claire, where do you live? Claire, you live in Victoria Harbor, right? I think you do. That's right. Right. I'm giving everybody's address
He's
away.
already got like.
Oh my God, look at that.
You are good, John Jerome.
Yeah, you are. You're really good. There you are. There you go. So it is literally, oh yeah, but don't trust Google. It's 2 hours. Now, okay, it's an hour and a half from your house, Jean Jerome. So anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, and it's in Midland. And like I said, I live on Hanley.
Hi,
she
Brenda.
lives on
Sorry. A friend of mine.
Okay. Hi, Brenda. She lives on Manley. I live on Hanley. So okay, so it's on
She's
Manley
okay
Street.
now? You got it okay?
I got it. Okay. I'm good. I'm good.
So when are you coming up again, Jean Jerome?
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully
That's
soon. Probably the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good.
This weekend is my 10th anniversary of IFA initiation. So this weekend I'm completely booked, but I'll try to make it up in the next week or two.
Good.
And we'll try to organize field trip.
Yes, field trip for Jean Jerome.
Yeah.
And some other friends like Anka, maybe,
That's right.
and Vianney, whatever. But anyway, so getting back to the store.
Okay,
So
sorry.
okay, yeah.
Squirrel.
When we get together, it's bad. It's like squirrel. So anyway, so your store having all these wonderful things in there, and it being so close to your home and everything, right? And I mean, Midland itself and the surrounding area is just filled with spirits. Okay, spirits of the land, the spirits of people who have passed away, the ancestors, the indigenous people here, and land spirits. Oh my goodness gracious me! I can tell you stories about the little characters in my backyard. Is pretty active. So this is Midland. It's a magical place of its own right. It's a little odd too, but you know, it kind of reminds me of Northern Exposure. You know, like when I first moved up here, it was kind of a little different.
Yeah, I bet in the city it's a lot different.
Oh yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So okay, so now getting back to, again, we keep getting
I know.
carried away here, but that's okay. I'm good with that.
That's
Right?
because you forgot your questions.
That's right. I forgot my questions at home, so I'm just winging
She's
it.
ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She's doing a good job.
I'm good job.
Way
right?
more natural.
Exactly.
Okay.
So your store, and like I said, we're going to go into Melissa's store, and you can have a look inside the place. But outside of the store as well, besides her home, which is lovely, like I said, her backyard is really beautiful as well. I find that it's filled with like land spirits. There's a lot of animals that come here, you know, your squirrels, you get your birds, and of course, you know, Melissa being the witch that she is, she supplies food for a lot of them too, right? But
Don't forget the resident skunk.
oh, and the resident skunk and the
Feral
cat,
cat,
the
yeah.
feral cat who gets fed, etc. But Melissa also has redone her backyard, okay? And it is beautiful. She has taken a part of her yard and has turned it in. There's the fairy garden that you have. She has a plot that she's dedicated to the ancestors herself, okay? And these are to work with the ancestors and can I mention the animals, the deceased animals and stuff? She gives them a place to rest, okay? But Melissa, by hand, herself, had made this beautiful sacred space outside with a beautiful pentagram, okay? And this is where she holds her outdoor rituals. I had come when you had gotten hand-fasted to her husband and was invited. And it was amazing. She did this by hand. Do we have a picture of it?
I don't have, I just have to.
Jean Jerome.
Stand by. Give me a keep talking. We'll have a picture in a moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I just have to
All
look
right.
it up.
Facebook, it's on there.
Okay.
No, I've got it.
But
I've got it in my
she-
camera. One second.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you took a picture there.
Yeah, I thought he had the
Yeah,
picture
yeah.
because it is amazing. And she had consecrated this ground, but when John Jerome had come up to visit, and he did go into the store, and he can attest, you can attest yourself, Jean Jerome, the store is amazing. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Not just
But
amazing. It's well presented, organized, and
yes.
very well stocked with real ingredients. Not
Yeah.
Mickey
Real.
Mouse, not like dollar store, witchy, like real shamanic, ingredients, minerals, plants, animal part that have been humanely gathered. I mean, after a dead animal, and so that's the other thing with Melissa, which is very important, is that she's very
Yes.
conscious of the well-being of animals, and she only sources it from ethical sources, right?
Yep.
But you yourself have taken animals that have passed away, or people have gifted them to you, and you actually get your information downloaded from your spirits.
Yep. On how to do stuff.
On how to do. And she's never done this before, but they actually tell her. So tell me a little bit about that. Like is it one of those 3 o'clock in the morning? Guess what? You're going into the garden. You're going to dig up the dead squirrel and get its bones. No, okay.
No, this was during the day. Actually, I was sitting outside with this little creature that I had found, and they were like guiding me how to do these things that I had never done before. And I was like, I don't think so. That's just gross. Sorry, I'm not doing that. And they insisted upon it. So when I did it, I was surprised. Like, it was not gross at all. I was just blown away at the abilities. If you allow them to come through, they will guide you in the right direction. And they didn't mislead me at all.
And you do it so honorably too.
Yeah.
And I love that ancestor garden too. Jean Jerome, do you have a picture of that as well?
I'm waiting, looking 1 sec.
See, I'm glad Jean Jerome comes and he brings his camera and he takes pictures and stuff like this. I love my camera. I don't know what I did with it, but Anka had come up too during that time and got a chance to see your store. And
I have a lot of wonderful consigners. I'm very particular about what's brought in, but I have consigners that come in, and so there's nobody down here. It's the ghost playing with the phone, by the way. That was from today.
okay, so now we have
The answering machine's playing all by itself.
the answering machine in her house is now playing by itself. I guess the spirit wants to be acknowledged.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe.
we acknowledge you.
Yeah.
You go shut it off.
Yeah, I'll be back.
She'll be right back. Oh, that's right, because Daryl's up on the second floor. That's right. Nobody's here. Oh. That's right. Daryl's upstairs on the second floor. She can't shut it off now. Can you not shut it off? Can you hear this in the background?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
So they're not playing with the washing machine. They decided to stay with the
Right, because I guess the washing machine wasn't loud enough.
yet.
So now it decided it was going.
Heard.
That's right. It couldn't be heard. So now it wanted to be heard. So it played with her answering machine. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, it's active. Obviously, the
Yes.
bill's like almost completely.
That's right.
transparent,
So here we are in a haunted house, and you just witnessed a spirit playing with her phone, right? So anyway.
Did you find the picture, Jean Jerome?
Not yet. Still looking. 1 sec.
Okay.
But anyway, so take us through the steps. Like, how did that actually come as an idea to you? Like, what was it?
So when we bought the house, the yard was pretty much a write-off. So the back corner was just, the guy had taken all his yard waste and just piled it there over the years. So we decided that it looked horrible. The whole yard was all weeds. I don't know how many weeds I pulled by hand, more than I can count. So anyway, we cleared that entire space out and we leveled it all out. And then I don't even know where, like when it came, it just all of a sudden I just had this vision come.
It was It
was
this
before-
past
yeah, it was this summer.
That's
It
right.
was
You
like-
did it this summer, but it was something, and you all of a sudden you went, you know what I'm going to do?
It was a month before we got married. It took me. a
That's
month.
right. It took her a month by
Yeah.
hand. She did this herself.
Yeah,
And
there's-
if you see this, you're going to be amazed.
There's almost
okay?
1,000 pounds of stone, and then the pentacle itself, the star is made with original bricks from the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a lot of work. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and some swearing.
Yes.
I won't lie.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. I know when in the mornings, you know, you were wide awake, you know, I'd be like, "Ugh," getting up in the morning, and she would have like this done, and this done, right?
That's the ancestral.
That's
garden.
the ancestor garden. And this is where you, and that board right
Yeah,
there,
that's the door.
that's the door.
That's where I bury animals that I find, usually birds, and I
Mhm.
bury them and honor them and put them there.
Mhm.
And then the clay masks are it's the ancestral garden. So underneath those clay masks, I went to my ancestors' grave sites, and there's graveyard dirt from my grandmother, my great grandmother, my mother, and my grandfather in vials under the masks, so
Isn't
that
that
they're with
amazing?
me all the time on the property.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that what a beautiful way to honor you know, your ancestors. And Claire says, my daughter's pet rat sent me messages too. Lots of animals visiting. Yet, oh my God. And speaking of amazing gardens, Claire, we're going to have you as a guest one day.
Oh,
Oh my
there.
goodness, here we are.
That's us.
So there's me, there's Anka, there's Melissa and Jean Jerome. This is in Melissa's backyard. Claire has a beautiful garden, by the way, too, folks. One day we will take a tour through there. Ah, Claire,
There it
you're
is.
coming on the show. There,
So yeah, there's 1,000 pounds of rock there.
she had dug this all herself, as you could see, that entirely dug it up. And
And then I laid all the sod. Like there's, I don't know how many things of sod, because it was just dirt.
that's right.
Yeah. So
But you, so take us through the measurement and all this
so
kind of stuff.
there's it's a 9-foot pentacle. And I don't even know how it just worked out that way. There wasn't actually measurements and figuring out. There are 14 cedars planted around it as well. So the outskirts, so when they grow, it will be an enclosed hedge.
Mhm.
So it'll be a completely sacred circle. The altar, I've got the altar set up there. Those red bricks are from the house. when
That's
they
right.
Did some renovations
That's right.
on
So
it.
the actual
star.
form
Right.
of the pentacle, the
Yep.
star, is the red bricks.
Yep, the red
Okay.
bricks.
And then those are the white stones.
The white stones are marble, and then the other stuff, the gray, is called pea gravel.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, 1,000
Wow.
pounds, lots of work,
Wow.
but it was a labor of love. Oh, you're
No,
nice.
it's amazing. And here comes Daryl.
No,
See?
it's my son.
Oh, that was Joel. So yeah, everybody was upstairs, and you know, the answering machine played itself. I
It's
love
all
it.
good.
I love a haunted house. You
Yeah.
know, I really do.
It's all good when you're except when you're trying to sleep. And if you don't listen to them, then my cat decides to wake me up. It's no win-win.
No wonder you get up at 5 o'clock in
I
the
know,
morning
right?
for crying out
At
loud.
least
It's got
5
nothing to do with the fact that
Yeah,
you know she wants to. She gets like, "Meow," you know.
I do. Wake up.
Now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's this beautiful place. Yes, and Claire would appreciate that beautiful sacred circle that she had constructed here. Claire has an amazing garden as well. I got a chance to see that this past summer, and it is just, it's lovely. So one day, Claire, I'm going to come over to your place and we're going to do a show in your house. So anyway, yeah, nothing like
Honest,
putting,
it's just coffee.
it is really, it is coffee and chocolate, right? So,
Teresa,
anyway.
you start climbing that wall. You don't want to feel it.
Especially if she does it upside down and backwards. I am out of here.
I'm out of here.
Out of here.
Look at this, guys. Look at this, okay? You are my witnesses to this, you know? Friend and my mother, my godfather, abandoned,
Okay,
right?
done.
I tell you.
The witch freaks out or the witch becomes who she really is, and they're like, out of here.
I'm with you, Jean Jerome.
Scary, scary.
Thank you very
Right
much.
behind you, Melissa.
All right.
You always told me you're on your own, Teresa, when you start going up
That's
the
it. I tell you.
walls
I
backwards,
agree.
right?
I agree.
Yeah, well, never
Yeah.
mind. Anyway, so okay, so anyway, So you have this beautiful sacred place that you have created there. You actually got handfested there this past summer. And a legal marriage by a minister as well. And now, what are your plans to hold your Sabbaths there? Or
so tomorrow I have a few people coming, and we're doing our Samhain ritual.
Right,
which is going to be nice. This will be the second one that we've done. We did Mabon there as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
So she does hold open circles to people.
It's limited right now because of COVID. So
right.
I've got to follow the regulations, and I don't want anybody getting sick that I know either. So
no. So there's an actual place where you can come to an actual witch's garden and do actual witchy ceremonies. Here in Midland. There you go. For those who want to know. So you have created this space for that, and you've done that by hand yourself. And so now, what prompted you to become a witch in the first place, and a Cabot witch? I know you can't talk too much about that.
Yeah, I can't talk about the tradition.
No. So what made you decide to become a witch? Was it something that you intuitively knew, like, I'm a witch, just like I did?
Yeah, I knew that I was, and I was pretty much solitary most of my life, and I wanted something a little more structured, and to be part of a community. So I ended up meeting a couple of community high priest and priestess at a festival that I was at, and they did a little bit of a talk about the tradition, and it really intrigued me. And I'd actually followed Lori on
Facebook?
No, it wasn't Facebook. I did a lot of research, so it was Google. I would see a lot of things, and then on YouTube, I saw a lot of videos. And Daryl suggested that we do our legal, or our not legal, because we were both still married at the time, hand fasting in Salem, Massachusetts. So we went down there. 13 Canadian witches came, and we were invited to their Mabon ritual. And that was the beginning for me, being there with the ritual, meeting people. So I took my first degree with Lori online, and then I don't know how many, a year later, I did my second degree with her in person, which was nice, which was phenomenal. She is truly an amazing woman, very knowledgeable. Yeah, very, very, very nice. And I've met a lot of wonderful people.
You have
a lot.
Yeah. You even, Lady Rhea. You even have a candle.
I have some of her candles.
Some of her candles, because of her link with the Cabot witches in Salem. You have really good distributors that you can actually, get some amazing things brought up from the States here.
Yeah, I can get some stuff from there. I've got other stuff too, different wholesale suppliers and that. And I try and keep it pretty authentic.
You do.
I don't want it to be commercialized.
No, it's none of the run-of-the-mill new agey kind of witchy thing. No, this is like the real witchy stuff. Like I said, I mean, I can go there and get stuff that I need. John Jerome can go, this is like authentic stuff, right? So one of a kind. And, for up here, I think that's amazing. Even for Toronto, I don't really know too many stores even in Toronto that carry the kind of stuff that you do, So, and which, by the way, you can actually, aren't you starting an online?
I have a website. I'm thinking about doing online. It's just, that's a whole another job, right?
Okay,
so,
yeah, that's
true. And it's just me in the store right now, so I do everything. Right. And people say, oh, you're only open 3 days a week, but really I'm working 7.
No. Exactly. And Claire, what did Claire say? Claire, you were being really mean, saying that the witches were playing with Teresa. Thanks, Claire.
The ghosts.
The ghosts were playing with Teresa. Yeah, they're playing tricks on her. Welcome to the family.
I will come for sure to meet you, Melissa.
Awesome.
You should, Claire.
Awesome.
You really should. I think you would get along gangbusters with Melissa.
And tomorrow I actually have an amazing tarot card reader. Her name's Donna from North Star Tarot, who's coming to do readings for the customers. So walk-ins are welcome.
Nice. Absolutely. Well, I think that's great. No, for sure. So, okay. So you have that link with the Cabot lineage, and you got to meet your Cabot sisters and brothers and that, and your amazing store in that sense. But That's what really impressed me by you, was your link to ancestors and the way you work with the ancestors. Because a lot of Wiccans and witches don't really, it's only at this time of year type of thing, but with you, it's a constant, you know. There's, you're always being inspired by spirit, I notice, you know, like some of the stuff in her store she makes by hand. Okay, I don't have it. Oh,
hummingbird. You didn't wear it.
I didn't wear my hummingbird
Amulet.
amulet. Yeah, it's really good. Sorry, Jean-Jerome, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I think in the case of Melissa, one could honestly genuinely give her the title of a psychic witch, because
Absolutely.
there are women who have the gift of, you know, the interest, the veneration of Wicca or witchcraft, but don't have the gift of sight, right? And the psychic ability. And Melissa is one of few witches I've seen that does have that, and develops it and works with it and expresses it both in terms of, you know, the practice of her craft, in terms of, you know, consultation, but also in terms of the artistry behind it and preparing things to support the community. So it's a very, like, she is one of the few people I've met that can really have or hold that title of a psychic witch that has both things firing.
Absolutely. Like her little amulets and stuff that she makes, and the stuff for her store are so, I have one of her humming. You do too, eh, Nicole? Isn't it amazing? I love it. I really do. In fact, I think I got one for you, Jean-Jerome. Do you remember? I bought it for you as a gift.
Hummingbird?
The amulet.
Yeah, the little
amulet.
amulet. I did.
You bought two.
I bought two. One for you and.
Okay. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I don't remember the hummingbird. I remember other things from her store that you've brought, little amulets that have, you know, oils inside and very
that's
fine.
what I'm talking about.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
But it's not a hummingbird. That's what I'm saying.
No, there's a feather in it. There's a red-throated hummingbird feather in there.
Okay, I understand.
An actual feather in there. It's beautiful.
Got it.
It really is. But they're one of a kind and very unique items too. This is what I'm really impressed with. The things that she gets from her spirit. Okay, you're not going to find this anywhere else. Like, I mean, you can go wherever and you can get whatever, but she gets from spirit, boom, and this is it. And the nice thing too that I like about your store and about you is that you support local people too, and local artists as well. That what's that? Is it a girl or is it a guy who does that copper?
Oh, the wire wrapping.
The wire wrapping.
Her name's Laura. She's phenomenal. Yeah, and she actually just lives around the corner from me. So I met her at one of the festivals here in town, and we talked, and now I carry her product. Yeah. Her wire wrap jewelry is incredible.
Beautiful stuff. Like, honestly, real unique, one of a kind. Okay. Yeah. And again, local artists. And, you know, there's a lot of very spiritual people around Midland and outside of Midland. Okay. Which I got a chance to find out for myself. Right. So I feel like I'm really at home. It's a strange little town, but it's got amazing people all around it, outside of it, and stuff. So, you know, no, I think, were you born and raised in Midland?
No, Midland was my mother's hometown. So my mom grew up here. So I spent a lot of summers here with my grandparents. They lived on the corner of 6th and Ottawa Street. So I would come here in the summer during summer holidays.
Yeah, and everybody comes here for the summer holidays because it's beautiful up here, right?
So then when we were looking to buy a home, I wanted a century home, and this one we bought was way cheaper than anywhere else. Now, not so much.
No. And the same reason I was actually thinking of like buying a century home. There was that one house in Penetang that I was looking at one point, but no, I fell in love with my house and for all the right reasons. The yard, and as I came to know, there's some real magical little creatures there too. There's the Nana bush that's there. It's really amazing. I love it up here. So anyway, so getting back to with regards to your unique ability to connect. And that, again, is really evident in how you produce these things for your store, okay? And utilizing local artists as well. Plus, she's able to import things from the States that nobody else can, okay?
I get stuff from all over. Like I get my Digimecrete right from Italy. Right
Wow.
from the island of Disney. So
right,
yeah.
Your own herbs and everything.
Yeah.
And her herb selection, like her magical herbs and stuff, pretty amazing.
And they just come. Like I just keep getting. I get wholesalers messaging me. Oh, I saw your store. Like I have voodoo dolls that are made from New Orleans.
Yeah.
By a voodoo high priestess, and she messaged me. She's been following me on Facebook and asked me if I want to carry her dolls. And they're phenomenal. Sadly, she's no longer making them anymore.
Yeah.
So what I have left is all there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with spirit, when sometimes I try and ignore them and it doesn't work.
No, you can't.
It
You
doesn't
can't.
work.
They make your life miserable. I know.
So I was there driving one time, and every time I drove by Mullen, they'd be like, "Stop and get some Mullen. You need to get some Mullen. You need to get some. There's some more Mullen. Look at there's Mullen. Oh, there's every time I went it." So I just kept ignoring it, and then they were driving me insane. So finally, just near the end of the season, before it had gone completely to seed, they're like, "Look, there's some Mullen. There's one left." So I actually stopped. I backed up. I pulled over. I pulled the Mullen, and I never heard anything else again about the Mullen. I was like, "Okay, so there you go."
You're gonna utilize it at some point in
You're
time.
gonna do it. That's it. You're
gonna do something with Mullen sooner or later.
Don't ignore me.
Yeah, do not ignore her. Right. But so anyway, so this is Midland, this is Wand and Cauldron and Melissa. I want to do a tour of her store. Do you think we should do that now, Jean Jerome?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think because we've spoken a lot about it. So
right.
And then we can shift into the other question.
Right.
And it's a good moment to do that.
Yeah, and we talked about, well, we didn't really talk about her accreditation or anything. I mean, I know Melissa is a certified witch, etc., and stuff. In the rock hounding. Oh yeah, you've got some of your crystals there, right?
I've got a few. We've got
okay.
Most of them are rough still. So.
Yeah. Do you tumble them yourself?
I just recently Daryl got me for my birthday. A grinder and a polisher and
nice.
So I haven't quite mastered it yet because it's a knack to it.
Yeah, no, there is. There definitely is. So I'm going to sit here in Melissa's house, and I'm going to give you my phone, and you can. Cat hair. You can.
Those credit cards? Can I go shopping? No.
Smart ass, eh?
No, I'm not.
Party at Teresa.
That's right. Party at Teresa's expense.
Party at Teresa's house. Yeah. Okay, so let me see if I can get in there. How come I can't get in there, Jean Jerome? I'm technically illiterate, just so everyone knows.
No, you should be able to.
I know, I am. Hold on. Okay.
You should be able to.
I should be. Okay, enter broadcast. Okay.
Well, this is going to probably echo. Yeah.
So.
I muted you until you can get far enough. Okay, I think you're good now.
All right, are we good now? Okay, so yeah. Melissa, here, I'm going to do the camera. Hold on, let me see if I can do the camera.
And this is live and on location with Melissa and Teresa at the Wand and Cauldron.
Are we both going?
Yeah, get your shoes on.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Here. Let me I got to put my blunt stone.
This is live and direct.
Your store is warm, right?
Yes, the heat's on.
Okay, yay.
Okay, I'm going to go out without Teresa. Right outside. Ooh, look at the moon. It's beautiful. You can hear her all the way in here. It's quite the show tonight.
Yeah, it's live and indirect.
Exactly.
Live and interactive.
Well, we are in Wand and Cauldron.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know how to reverse the camera.
There should be a little.
Get my sit back
Actually,
on.
within StreamYard, I'm not sure. We'd have to see.
Oh, the dining room's still on, so you might see my cats cross the table, or maybe a ghost
Definitely.
wife. You never know.
There we go. If the chairs start moving, we'll
Yeah, right. Oh, here she comes.
There he is. Okay.
I don't know how you flip the camera around, so.
Okay, so let me see if I can try to get the camera mic.
No, is that what you do?
Is that it? No. Oops, shit.
nope. Hold on, everybody. She'll reconnect. This is live and on location. And you're back.
We're back. Okay, we're back. Okay,
I'm gonna have
so
to turn it around and
yeah, I'm just going to have to do it this way. I'm just going to have to show them as we come into
Well,
the
it's kinda
store.
dark.
It's kind of dark, but nonetheless, here, let me do
All
this. Okay.
We'll let Teresa do it. There is a light one.
So when you come in, okay, so this is basically wand and cauldron as you're walking in. Okay. So I'll walk really slowly. So you can see this is really cute, very quaint. We've got a few witchy hats up, and oh, look at there's a little fairy. Is that a fairy? No. But this is kind of like Melissa's place here. This is outside of her house, her little store. This is the wand and cauldron, and as we're coming in, she's got her display for Halloween here. The witch is in. Okay, so now we're coming in.
Welcome to Wand and Cauldron.
Here we are. It's
Do you need a shopping cauldron?
yes, she has a little shopping cauldron. So I'm going to go counterclockwise
All right.
because it is Samhain.
All right.
Okay. So this is just a few of the things that we have here. Here's a disclaimer. Magical items sold are for personal entertainment purposes only. The desired outcome cannot be guaranteed as a result of using any magical item and should not be used as a replacement for medical professional assistance. Thank you. Yes. So here we are. Can everybody see this okay? Jean-Jerome, can you see
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah. A little small, but yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll turn the camera this way. Will that help?
No, because then we see everything sideways. So that's actually not a good idea.
Well, hold on. Let me see if I can try to, whoops.
Careful, don't disconnect.
Don't disconnect. It said.
Here, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, let's see if this helps.
That's better. Very good.
Okay,
All
there we
right.
go. So this is a little bit of a wider angle. So here we are. So this is just, we're going counterclockwise here. And just to sort of, this is up close. I'm going to pan out here. And this is kind of like, I'll take it up so you can kind of see the top of the store as you're entering. Okay. All right.
Ceiling fan. That's all I can see.
No, you can't see the ceiling fan. Is it? Oh,
It's
sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Okay. So here's a few of the things, and I'm just going to start going and showing you a few of the items here. This is a new bookshelf here. Miss Proprietress, can you get
Yes.
over here and show
Okay.
us the stuff?
What would
Okay.
you like to see it? So I actually just acquired this bookshelf on the Midland Gigi site. So it is antique and it's elm. So I left it original. It was a cupboard, so I took the doors off, and it is now a bookcase.
Yeah. So she has a nice, good selection of some books, some witchy books. Can you see very well there, Jean-Jerome?
No, I can't see the titles, but if you, those are, I can see the top shelf. Yeah.
Okay.
You see the top shelf now pan down.
All right.
And,
So these are actual journals, like witchy books of shadows that you can actually have. Here's some of the books, and she's got some bracelets here.
Pan down, Teresa. You're still too high. Yeah. There we go.
Okay. How's that?
There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So you could see some, some books and stuff like that, and a few other items and that, and what's a witchy shop without a broom, right?
those are all custom made. Those are all made locally too. By
That's
local
right.
person, yeah.
Local artisans have made those brooms here too. Now this is a nice little a little shelf. Can you see that?
Yep.
With all the little cauldrons and stuff. And
Yes.
what's that? Quills?
Those are African porcupine quills.
African porcupine quills.
Quills.
What can you do with those?
Well, those are good for protection magic. And I've heard that some of the native community use them to clean their pipes. So they'll use them to clean out their pipes because they have a long, sharp point.
Ah,
Mhm.
okay. So they're
Very cool.
ceremonial pipes, right? Okay. So now here we are with the cauldrons. Tell us what's in those little.
Oh, in these little vials, so we have red-tailed boa snake bones. So we have ribs and vertebrae. These wands are handmade, not used with a lathe, by a friend of mine.
Okay. And is this a local artisan too?
He lives down near St. Catharines.
Okay.
So he's still
all right.
Canadian.
But yeah,
Yep.
all right.
How much is that vertebrae boa?
Do you want the ribs? They're $6.50 for the
650.
rib bone.
Can you
Yeah.
pick one up though, Teresa?
I already have.
She got some.
Okay, live shopping here.
I do FaceTime shopping as well when we're closed for COVID. I bring you
Yeah.
in on FaceTime when we do a virtual shop.
Yeah.
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 Which is kind of cool, right? So
Yeah.
here we go. Okay, so I'll pan out. I got a few other things, Jean Jerome, for us.
Okay, excellent.
So anyway, so this is okay. So I'm moving along here, and oh my God, here, these boots, okay. Look at these little witchy boots. Can you see those witchy boots?
Those boots are made for walking.
And that's what they're going to do. They're not for sale. They're display only. They're damn cute, though. And there we have a picture of Lori Cabot.
Oh, very nice.
Now, get this, you guys, okay? So, bibbidi bobbidi brew. We have, what do we have here,
So
Melissa?
we have coffee from Deadly Grounds, some of their tea, and their rot chocolate is what they call it. And then here I have custom blended teas by a tea master, my friend Karen Gagne, who makes these specialty tea blends for my shop exclusively.
In Canada?
And
Is
she lives in Sudbury, near Sudbury, Ontario. So we've got Samhain tea, table tipping tea, the Witch's Tea Party, Yule tea, Drying Down the Moon, and I do have a full moon tea, one left.
Okay, so here we have coffee. You can actually get coffee. I love this, Deadly Grounds. I mean, like, look at this. And this is
Ecstasy. It's tea.
ecstasy. It's tea.
Yeah.
Very unique items, very unique and stuff. And then, of course, then we have some smudge sprays.
So
And,
this one is made by a friend of mine who lives in Massachusetts, Moon Elixirs.
uh-huh.
So that is a clearing spray for your rooms. If you can't burn,
Right.
you can use that.
That's right.
It's called Sage
Perfect.
Plus. This one I just came up with. It was downloaded. It's called Feather Care.
These are one of those things that she herself has created because this is how spirit speaks to her. Okay,
Okay.
tell us.
So-
about this.
So
Can't quite see
this,
it. Can't just put it a little bit more into the focus there.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
So
There. Okay.
it's called Feather Care, and what it is it's a
Okay.
blend of oils that was downloaded to me that you will use to mist your feather tools, whether they're prayer feathers, or use them for prayer
Wands.
feathers, smudge feathers, even just
Okay.
people that collect feathers. And what it does is it deters the dust mites that will accumulate over time and eat your feathers.
Oh, very good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Amazing, huh? I love that. I love the stuff that she gets downloaded from her spirits, right? So, and then here we have, tell us about the incense.
So this
sticks.
incense here, I'm really glad to have. It's by Lady Leslie Cabot, who lives in Hamilton, Ontario. All handmade. We worked together, and she came up with a blend for wand and cauldron exclusively for my shop. A big seller is the money incense. They all smell amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have my friend Sean, who lives in Thunder Bay, who makes incense as well.
Nice. Nice. Very nice.
Very good.
And then here we're coming up to the actual counter where you can, pay for your items. But here are a few things, and tell us about some of the things like we've got.
So these are all handmade out west by a woman who is an herbalist. So her stuff is incredible. I love it. It's body butter. A green man has CBD oil in it. There's flying ointment for your witchy needs.
Gopher dust.
Gopher dust that was made by another person down near Kingston.
We've got road opener.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
Gray Hedge, who's a friend of mine. He's awesome. He's also the gentleman that made the wands.
Awesome. Awesome. There's witch's oil. Okay. Gold and diamond oil, fiery wall of protection, siren's lure. Oh, and oh my God, this is the store mascot, the toad. And look at, he even has his mask on. Can you see that?
And he's behind the
That's
plexiglass.
Yeah.
So he's
That's right.
Following social distancing.
Yeah.
You know, Melissa, when people would come to her store, she'd make you, if you bought something, she'd make you kiss her little toad.
I didn't make you. I asked if you wanted to kiss the frog prince.
She made me, okay.
And then I would take your picture, and eventually I'm going to have a wall of frog kissers. I'm going to print them all off.
Isn't that cute? And he once existed, right?
Yes, he was ethically sourced, and he has been taxidermied. And
so here we are. And he has a little crown too. So this is some of the stuff. Now, what do we have here? Ritual bath soak, forest bathing, road opener.
So those are
okay.
bath salts made by the same person.
And then, you know, little baubles and things that you can buy, you know, as you're coming out here. I love the stuff. Like, look at this. Devil's Pod. Okay. If you don't know what Devil's Pod is, Google it, guys, and stuff. So this is just her counter. Okay. This is Wand and Cauldron's little counter. Now,
Devil's Pod, by the way, is used in E5 as an ingredient.
What, the Devil's Pod?
Devil's Pod is used in E5 as an ingredient for certain types of preparations.
It's used as ingredient.
Okay, so this is Devil's Pod here.
Yeah.
Also known as Jinx Breaker, Keep Away Enemies, or Run Devil Run.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Good to know. Thanks, Jean Jerome. And then we are coming up to, okay, and these are your resident voodoo dolls. So tell us about this little character.
So this
Can you
is
see?
voodoo.
No, you have to aim down a little bit, Teresa. You're too high. You're too high, Teresa.
Okay.
Go down. There we go. All right.
Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay,
Mask
so this is
and all.
voodoo. And I've brought him back from Salem, Massachusetts. I tried getting, they're all handmade, so I was trying to work with the gentleman who makes them to bring them here, but with the exchange rate right now, it's just not feasible. He wouldn't be able to afford them, so he's one of the square mascots, and he has a mask on as well. And then over here we have his brother Krankenstein.
Can you see him?
Yes.
Yeah, so Krankenstein came home. That's Voodoo's brother.
I love it. And here are some of the things that Melissa actually has made herself. Okay.
Yes.
No, I didn't make that.
No.
I made the spiders up top.
You made the spiders on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a spider that I have one of those spiders.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're
I
made
have
in
one
Ephah
too.
color, so it
Yeah.
lives with my Ephah.
There you go. So these are some of the stuff. She's got some pendulums here. Okay. She even has a pendulum card. Hey, how come I've never seen this pendulum card? Jesus, I swear to God, every time I come here, I find other stuff, right? And oh my God, she has a collection of skulls, people. They're really, I'll get to the skulls, but just so that you can see some of the
Carmela's asking if you can show the raven head. Can you show that, please?
The raven skull?
Yes, I guess.
Well, it's sold already. I do have another one coming, but that one's sold.
Sorry, Carmela, it's sold.
It's
The
gone.
raven, it's gone.
He flew the coop.
Yeah. But here are some of her crystal balls that she has, and some very unique items too. Tell us about the crow's claw. No, don't tell you. Okay, never mind. It's none of your business. And
Show them the reading note.
yes, and then of course, tell us about this skull. Okay,
So
can you see it, John Jerome?
A little bit lower. There we go. Yeah.
So this is a pestle and mortar that I had custom made in Africa. It's made of dolomite and it weighs about 28 pounds. It is for sale. It's got a good price on it, but it's a beauty.
Dolomite from Africa, hand carved.
For Wand and Cauldron.
Or Wand and Cauldron. Okay.
Wow.
And then we have some wonderful crystal penises, but we won't get into that.
Oh, come on now.
This is a family show.
That's right.
How do you think it became a family show?
Good one.
Oh, put the light on. Okay. So this
It's not
is
very right. It's the reading nook.
okay. So this is the reading nook. This is where you would come and have a sit down reading with one of her readers that comes. I should do readings here
Oh,
too.
you could.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I haven't said anything. I'm telling you now. Anyway, so this is very. Oh, where's your kit?
Oh, it's buried. It's buried in underneath.
Oh my God.
You want me
Can-
to dig it out?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. Don't dig anything out. Don't dig anything out right now.
Don't dig it out. Okay.
No.
Don't dig it out. No. Don't dig anything out right now.
Okay. Never mind. We'll forget
Okay.
that.
No.
You'll have to just come to the store and see it.
That's right.
yourself.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then some very unique art pieces too.
Yeah. So that's a friend of mine. Her name is Arlene, and she does fluid art.
I love that. Very, very lovely. Very, very lovely. Very nice. And here we have a few things. And now we're getting into some wonderful pieces of crystal and that. And what is this? This is sodalite sand. What for communication, of course.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. Did you do that yourself?
No.
No?
So what this is though is when they do tumbled stones,
Uh-huh.
you get crystalline pieces that break off on the bottom.
Right.
So they've decided to start bottling them.
Perfect.
Right? Why not use all
Yeah,
of it?
exactly. Don't waste anything, you know. So here
Wow.
we have a sample of some of her crystals. We're coming up to more of the crystal display here. I'm not
Mhm.
moving too fast, am I?
No,
Folks?
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
Perfect. Okay, so here we have a few of the
I'm
crystals.
not boring everybody, are we?
No.
Okay, just checking.
God.
No. Everybody's very, very attentive right now. They're really,
Okay.
really paying
Yeah.
attention.
I mean, oh, and you have these thermoses with even crystals. Can
Yeah,
you
the
see
crystal
those?
water bottle.
Yeah.
The crystal water bottles are here.
Yeah,
I love them.
yeah.
They're awesome.
And then you've got
Now-
the ingredients area on the left there.
It's coming, yeah.
It's coming. Here we go. Stuff me with herbs. I love
Yes.
it. This is
This
all
is
the
for
stuff.
root work. This is root.
This
These
is-
are roots that you collect them mostly at Melissa, right?
What's that?
You collect
You
most
collect-
of those roots yourself, or you order them?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she collects most of these by herself too. So
and
you know,
that's
folks-
important. And that's important for any practitioner of both the craft, but also IFA. That's one of the things why getting some things from Melissa like that is very useful, because she has access to things like mandogaria, mandrake, or other types of
Mhm.
roots and all that she herself with her own hands collects, and with the help of her spirits. So that's very useful, rather than trusting somebody far away that you don't know if what they sent you is or is not until you receive it, right?
Absolutely. Here we have bloodroot. Okay. And she puts everything with her own, which is, wand and cauldrons things. What am I trying to
Absolutely.
say?
It's all
Labels,
about the
thank you.
branding. It's all about the branding.
Yeah, absolutely. And rowan berries that she collects
Yeah,
herself.
harvested and dried
Very
them
nice.
myself.
Yeah. We have here we have, what's this one? African open mouth pods. Okay. Very unique pieces, like I said. So, just to give you sort of a quick
Cowrie
I love
shells
the-
too. Oh, good.
Yeah,
I just
cowrie
put these
shells.
out.
She just put those out. There's another devil's pod. There's valerian root.
Vitver root, which usually you can only get Vitver in oil.
Yes,
And
and
I've got the
and
root.
and she's got the root and valerian root veviter. She has all sorts of amazing stuff, even lucky mojo beans. Okay, there's hawthorn berries, blood, bethany,
Sweetgrass. And all
sweetgrass.
the sweetgrass I harvest myself. I was taught by a
Yes.
native medicine woman how to harvest it the traditional way.
Did everybody hear that? Say
Yeah,
that
we heard
again.
it. We heard it. We heard it. She
Okay.
was taught by a First Nations lady how to harvest it.
We have devil's claw root here, dragon bones, like stuff really, really well stocked. Okay. And we have her, little candles and stuff like that. We have more candles, but we have more roots here. So everything from, oh, wow, you have patchouli leaves?
I do.
I'm always finding stuff, right?
This one here is interesting. So devil's dung.
Devil's dung. Oh, Jean Jerome, this stuff
So
smells like foul.
I was
Foul.
asked by Celtic high priestess. She wanted the oil.
Uh-huh.
So I found the resin, and she was like blown away and tickled pink. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that's all you're charging." For the person she was going to get it from was hundreds of dollars for this amount.
Wow. So here we have, and balm of Gilead buds,
Yeah,
you know,
Holy Ghost root.
Holy Ghost root, ceremonial tobacco, tonka beans, licorice root, Damenia leaf, devil shoestring. Now that's a hard one to get too, you know, for all those who really do their magic. I'm telling you guys, the store's priceless. What's this little bone?
Bare toe bone.
Bare toe bones. Okay, so
That's
she
my
gets
heart.
actual, wow. So she can actually get animal parts too. So, you know, Dittany of Crete, right? Juniper berries, frankincense, resin, Irish peat moss, Solomon seal root.
And this one's interesting.
You know.
Lightning wood. So this was actually lightning struck an oak tree on my friend's property, and she allowed me to come and harvest a bunch of the wood from it. And the tree was still alive, so it was off of the part that had been struck.
Right. Right. Wow. So you can see that this is well stocked. And here we come to the ancestor altar of your store. So tell us a little bit about that.
So what I have is I have a design that if you have a message for somebody that's crossed over, you can leave it here. And on Samhain, which is tomorrow night, I have a cauldron that I use as a sacred fire, and I will burn all of the messages and send them across when the veil is completely transparent. This is actually a real human skull.
Yeah.
He's from Borneo. They used to do intricate carvings in the skulls to release the spirit. And all human male skulls have square eye sockets. All females have round.
Ah, see, there you go. We all just learned something, right? So this is her ancestral altar, and it says, "Please do not touch. Welcome to our altar to honor our ancestors. Feel free to leave a name, message for a loved one." And as Melissa explained, she'll be burning those tonight. Tomorrow night. Right, tomorrow night. So here we have, okay, so we're kind of back to the beginning, but here we have in the middle. Now we have the middle part of the store. So here we have, oh my God, I love these. So here, you know, witch's chalice, okay, and again, little offering bowls, or you could put your salt in there, right? Skull. Oh, that's right. You have skull candles. Fuck. Oops, sorry. I didn't show that.
This is a family show.
This is a family show, Teresa. Sorry about that.
These are beeswax.
Beeswax. Beeswax.
All of the soaps are made specifically for wand and cauldron.
Can we all see that?
Who
Yeah.
makes soaps, yeah.
Which is spiritual cleanse soap. Here we have. I love it. Okay.
And then we have the cauldron bath bombs made by a local aromatherapist, and they are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you put it in the water and they actually bubble up over the plastic.
Oh, so you could sit in your tub and watch the thing.
I'm like a child playing with them.
Oh, I love it.
Don't get the bubbles. I don't get a bubble. Yeah.
Oh, very, very cute. Okay. So, and then we come to, again, another part of her store. I love this part. This is like all the fun. We have more crystals, and look at, I love the mage there, the wizard and stuff, and some bones. We have bone skulls, carrion crow,
rat bones, bison teeth,
shark teeth,
bitty bitty starfish, I have a.
Why don't we start a song?
Right.
Shark.
A coyote skull. I've got raccoon faces.
Right. And then
These
up we
are new.
come.
I just got these in today. The witch's hat. And it's obsidian.
Obsidian witch's hat. See that, folks? I love it. Really nice. And these are some of the items that, have you made these?
Yes.
They're fantastic. I love these dragon eyes. Right. And oh, look at this one. I love this one.
Is Jean Jerome still there?
Jean Jerome, are you there?
I'm still here.
Okay. All right. And here are some of the crystal skulls. I love these crystal skulls. Oh, yes. And if you come to Melissa's store and you spend
$25 before tax.
$25 before tax.
Tomorrow is the last day.
Okay.
You
Okay.
have a chance to enter the draw to win this beautiful amethyst skull valued at over $100. And John Jerome really wants them.
So does
Right.
Teresa.
And so does Teresa.
Oh. As you can see, these are the different types of skulls that she has. I love them all. I think they're awesome. Now, here's some of the copper. That's the jewelry that
So that's the gentleman that makes the brooms. He does that as well.
the copper bracelets,
Yep.
right? I
Yep,
love
they're all
it.
hand
I
forged.
have one of those bracelets. Oh my God, look at the little skulls.
Yeah.
Are they not cute? Are the tigers?
These are new too. These
Oh.
for anybody that has this that likes to smoke. I'm not a smoker,
Mhm.
but I just got these in. Can you see that? So it's
Mhm.
a crystal
Mm,
skull.
I love
Can
it.
you see
Crystal
it, John Jerome?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of clear quartz and some other ones.
Oh, now show us this creature
This
here.
guy, this skull. So he's pink fluorite.
Fluorite?
Yeah, that's what they said, pink fluorite.
Oh, wow.
But he's not been polished, so he's just rough.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
He's an interesting dude.
He is, isn't
Right.
he?
I like him. Now, this is something that you yourself are wearing
Yes,
too.
the
This
cicada
is
bug.
the cicada bug,
I don't know.
right?
And
And that's what's
There,
here.
there.
So tell us about the cicadas, because I hate them, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So cicada, the meaning behind them is that they come to life every 15 years. So it's about resurrection, growth, rebirth, shedding away the old, new beginnings. They carry a lot of metaphysical properties.
Hmm.
And these ones are clear quartz that have been electroplated to give them that sheen. And they're all
Nice.
hand carved.
And oh, here's that copper
The wire wrap, yeah.
the wire wrapping here. Beautiful. Like, look at those pieces. These are stunning. With fluorite and the copper wrapping. And this is your neighbor just around the
She's not
corner.
too far around. Yeah, she's not.
Like, give me a break. I love it. You know? So, and oh, another skull here.
That
Okay.
one is lapis lazuli.
Oh, that one's lapis lazuli.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Mhm.
thought maybe sodalite,
No,
but
lapis.
okay. Now we're getting into where there's some cards. Okay, we have some tarot cards and stuff.
Okay.
So here we're
I
coming
think
around.
everybody's getting quite the idea of how well
Yeah.
stocked and the selection, the broad selection. Carmela says, yes, that's my favorite spot.
It
Tell her, come back and
is.
visit soon.
Yes. Here we have another skull. Here's the voodoo dolls.
No,
the
that's
voodoo,
the last of them.
the last of the voodoo dolls. Oh, I want one. I love them. They're sweet. I had my eye on one of them, but anyway. But here's hold on, before we get to the wands. Here's the
Lady Rhea.
Lady Rhea's candles. One of her candles here. This
I
one,
brought
Okay.
back from the States. I took a
Right.
class with her.
only 3 in Canada for sale. This one's love, healing, come to me, and uncrossing.
So those are the different ones. So this one is love healing.
Yes. So
Right.
these are an actual Lady Rhea made candle. Okay, who was one of our former guests.
And this I made.
And this,
So I make these. It's a prayer feather. It has a sweetgrass handle, badger
Okay.
fur, wild turkey feathers, and a macaw feather.
can we see that, everybody?
You have to lower it a little bit. There we go. There, perfect. Perfect.
So the handle's all sweetgrass that I've harvested myself.
Very nice.
And those were guided by spirit to how to make. So
Yeah. So this is badger fur.
Yeah.
Right. And stuff. Awesome stuff. Like really, really, really good. And here's the sweetgrass that you harvest.
yeah, some of it. Yep.
Yeah.
It's hanging all over the store.
Yeah. And you make these. Oh, these are wonderful too, just for tarot cards. She makes these little, I have one myself. And anyway, so here we are, and we're back to sort of like the beginning here.
Okay.
Abalone shell. We have some smudge bundles, etc. And so this is So this is the store. This is Wand and Cauldron, everybody.
This is my baby.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's a beautiful store. You will love it.
Serving the community of both
Yeah.
witches and babalaos.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can get your IFA stuff here, and you can get your true awesome witchy stuff, right? So
right.
we're going to head back into the house now. So
Sure.
just follow us. We'll be
Yeah.
behind the camera so that
Yeah. All right. Don't get dizzy.
don't get
I'm
dizzy.
gonna shut some lights off.
Oh,
Yeah, she's going to shut some lights. So
okay. Wow. Beautiful.
all right. So here we're walking back, and here's a night
Vicky
sky in
Vicky
in
Lavoie says so
Midland.
many amazing items.
Who? Sorry, hold on. I'm waiting for
Vicky
Melissa.
Lavoie says so many amazing items.
I know, really, truly amazing stuff. So I'm going to wait till Melissa.
Yeah, let
comes
her
back.
shut down and make sure she
Yeah.
sets her alarm and stuff.
Yeah. And I just want to show you guys the full moon. Can you guys see it? The sky?
Yeah, beautiful. A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, hiding behind the clouds here. It's kind of cloudy here in Midland right now, but you can still see that the sky is kind of lit up by the moon behind the clouds. Isn't it the blue moon too?
Yes, it's the blue moon because it's the second full moon in the month. Yeah, the blue
That's
moon.
right. So here comes Melissa, and we'll wait till she comes in.
Claire says, awesome store. Looking forward to visiting and meeting you myself. And Ellen says, beautiful. Thank you for the tour. Ellen Hallway says, beautiful. Thank you for the tour.
Yeah.
Annie Fox says, blue moon. Yes.
Absolutely. And here's the kitties. Okay, go. Come in, Melissa. So, okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna walk over to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go ahead, and I will shut this off here.
Yep. Perfect. And you're back.
Back in the witchy house.
Well, that was a great. Everybody loved the tour, Melissa.
Awesome.
You will have. I'm sure you'll have a lot of people visiting you soon.
And
Yeah.
I have a Facebook page, Wand and Cauldron, too. If they want, they can even send a message before tomorrow night, and if they have a message for someone that's crossed over, I'll put their name on the altar for them.
Perfect.
There we go.
You heard that, right, everybody?
Yeah.
So, so visit Wand and Cauldron Facebook page. You've got over 13,000 people in less than 2 years. So, small town Ontario, right? But here we are, well stocked in the witchy things, right? So I'm done my questions. I think I'll go home and I'll go
like, I should have asked her that.
I should have asked her this and I should have asked her that. But we get the idea of what Melissa has actually manifested, working with her ancestral guides and spirits as well. And the dog's barking. I'm sure there's a spirit around somewhere, right? So anyway, Jean-Jerome, we're going to hand it over to you.
Okay. Well, thank you. That was a fantastic tour. And it's very nice for people to know that you're there, your background, that you have this store, because so many times people are asking or seeking, different ingredients and everything else. And they have no idea that we have such a gem of a store right here in Ontario, a little bit north, but definitely worth the drive to Midland.
Exactly.
So,
right.
Yeah. And I'm open 3 days a week, but if I know that you're coming up,
she'll open the store.
And I'm home and not busy, I don't mind opening if you set up an appointment. I'll open up and you can do private shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, we've covered Teresa's questions were very thorough. My questions always sort of revolve around, and we touched on it, divination. So, in terms of your, as I said, you are really a psychic witch in the sense you're constantly getting a stream of messages and insight and instruction. But when it comes to really making important life decisions in terms of your path, your craft, your family, what is your go-to method of divination in terms of your practice?
For myself?
For yourself, yeah.
I'll usually go into a meditative state and see what information comes down. I'll pose the questions that way. I also do intuitive art readings. So what I do is I connect with your guides, and I do 7 drops of paint in the colors and the sequence of the chakras. And then I pull the paper in half, and I allow your guides to move my hands, and then we open it up and different images come through.
Absolutely.
And we have our American friends that want to cross the border.
That's good.
And Annie Fox to say, can we get past the border? Hello, Mother Canada.
I've actually had people come up from Massachusetts that I didn't know, and she's become a very good friend since then. So
Yeah. So, and Ken will travel all the way from Florida to come over here.
Awesome.
Mother Canada, here I come, right?
Awesome.
No.
well, then we can all get together. You guys can come up. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Party at Melissa's place,
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
whoop, whoop, in her garden. Whoop, whoop.
I don't know what kind of garden it is. All leaves right now.
Well, you know, when it's nice, then we can all like hang out.
Well, after tomorrow night, we'll be taking it all to that and putting it away for the winter.
That's right. Right.
So this question, I mean, is in the spirit of the show, and I'm sure a lot of people are asking. I mean, you know, both you and Teresa can answer this from your own perspective. How have you found the reception or the awareness in let's say in Midland to the craft? You know, to the fact, how has been the reception, the interaction with, you know, neighbor and other people? Because part of the reason we did this show was to let people know around the world in spiritual indigenous belief system where there's, you know, a connection with ancestor, a connection with divination, a connection with spirit, that they're not alone, right? And to raise awareness respectfully, to raise awareness and to help people know they're not alone, and to help, you know, a better understanding, respect for, you know, these belief systems. How have you found, you know, because you've been there for a while and you've been, you know, you're not exactly hiding under a rock or you know, trying to keep a low profile. So how has, you know, in small town Midland, in here north of Ontario, how have you found first of all the awareness, and then secondly the attitude or the interest towards the craft?
The awareness is growing rapidly. I find a lot of people are finding the shop on Google. They'll Google witch shop, esoteric murder, and Google is bringing me a lot of customers. As far as neighbors go, I have a couple that, you know, they live right beside me, and they saw us doing renovations. So I invited them in to see the store, and I think they're a little naive because the wife said, "Oh, are you going to carry Halloween stuff all year round?" And I just laughed at her and said, "Yes." Politely. I've had other people, some older. Pardon?
Interesting.
Yeah. I have had a couple of elderly gentlemen come in, all huffy and gruffy, walk in, and I ask if I can help. No, I'm just here to look. And they walk around, and I talk to them, and then they leave and say, "Thank you very much." So they don't ever come back. I had one other neighbor who came during Butter Tart Festival, and I have a dear friend, Shauna, who was helping me that day because it was super busy.
And I met Shauna that day, and, you and Shauna.
The neighbor comes in and says, "So, which one of you's the witch?" And my friend Shauna says, "We all are." And she went, "Oh," and left. It was funny. I mean, it was really funny because she, you know,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was. I've had people come in and ask for help, ask questions, ask for guidance. I'm new to this. Can you guide me? Do you know where there's any covens? The awareness is there, and there's a lot of curiosity. It's growing rapidly.
It is. And I found myself coming here, like I said, when I moved up here, I was visiting, well, for me, it was the spirits, okay, in a lot of the haunted places in Penetang. You know, like there's just an abundance of spirits in Penetang and Midland. And when I was going around trying to find people of like mind, you know, I was open, you know, they didn't necessarily have to be witches, but at least spiritual or you know, medium, have some sort of experience with mediumship or being psychic. There's quite a few of them, I would say. There's a lot of people who are psychic and medium, or they claim to be. But I have met some genuinely up here, okay? And they're very open, like even in, there's a store in Coldwater too, that's opened up recently. See, Coldwater, which is just outside of Midland, holds their annual Witches Walk. And it is actually a time of year in October, usually the middle of October. They close the town down, and it's just women dressed up in their witches costume, and they walk up and down, and all the local little stores come out. They have their vendors, etc. And it's dedicated to the witch.
Yeah.
And amongst those women that come up, they even come up from the city. They've come from all over the place. Okay. It's become an annual event. I think they're in their 13th year or something. Yeah.
They canceled it this year because it goes
Yeah.
on
And they
7.
canceled it this year. But in amongst all of that, there are genuine witches up here. So there are actual witches. There are people like Claire, my friend Claire, she's a fellow school bus driver, and yet, she belongs to a circle of friends that are psychic and medium as well. And there's other shops in Midland too. There's Tiny Gems.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Carolyn's awesome. She's got wonderful selection of
Yeah.
beautiful crystals. And then there's Lori Petroff, the Little Witch, who does tarot readings and reflexology. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's been your guest reader here
she's been
too.
here
She's
a couple
been
times.
here forever too. Lori, the Little Witch. I've had a reading from her. There's also the other store, the Little Witchy store. It used to be called the
Serene Rock Garden.
Serene Rock.
Yeah,
it used to
Charlene.
be.
She closed and moved away.
Has she?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, she was a sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay. So there was her, and then there's the Psychic Den or something, or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I know there's another store. Claire might know. But anyway, so there really is a opening up of women, mostly women, but there are men too. But there is definitely an awareness. There is a spirituality, and I think that really resonates with the type of land, okay, and how it is here. You can really feel the energies here.
Yeah.
I'll vouch for that.
Well, and you've got the water too, right? You got Georgian Bay, which is an amazing.
Thank you, Claire. The den, yeah.
It's an amazing force, right? It's a force to be reckoned with. The Georgian Bay is like
It's part of Lake
Ocean.
Yeah, Georgian Bay is part of Lake Huron, and that's part of the 5 Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Great Lakes can be seen even from space. There was a picture taken, I think. Wasn't it the Canadian astronaut who had taken the picture of the Great Lakes from space? You can actually see them. That's how big they are. Okay, so they're deep, they're big, and
it's like a freshwater ocean.
And Georgian Bay is just a small part of, like if you think of Georgian Bay like this, Lake Huron is like this much bigger, right? And then you've got all the other lakes, right? So no, it's beautiful. Like I said, I mean, I post sometimes the sunsets up here, and even the sunrises. It's exquisite. Like, I mean, you're not going to get that anywhere in the world. Like, you can get your typical beautiful tropical sunsets, etc. But the ones up here,
However,
amazing.
The snowfall can be a downfall. When you have 8-foot snowbanks at the end of your driveway, that's not always that fun.
Yeah, and then there's the snow.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. It's beautiful. It's good if you like skiing. It's not so much fun shoveling.
No. And driving through it.
Yeah.
But me and Claire and a bunch of other crazy people were actual school bus drivers that drive in this kind of weather, right? So that's part of it. But again, without the snow, we wouldn't have the beautiful waters or anything else. So there's a blessing in that too. And now we're going into that quiet time of the year. This is where we get to sit back, reflect, do our shadow work, do our much needed work that we need to do, reading, get caught up in reading, that type of thing, So, no, I love the 4 seasons, and I love living up here. It really is very, very different from living in the city, from when I moved up here.
Yeah.
I can really sense.
Oh, you met me.
I can scratch your fat head from here.
And a question to you, Melissa, with the store and especially some of the products that say very genuine products in terms of animal parts and other things like feather, what has your relation been with the First Nations and Métis community in the area? Are they aware? Like, is there any interaction between the witch community in Midland, do you think, and the First Nations?
Yep, I've had a few people come in because I have ceremonial tobacco, which is not always easy to get. I did buy it off of a native I think he was a medicine man. He had a bunch, and he was closing up his shop. So I have a bunch of that. So I get people coming in for that. I've had some come for sweetgrass. Not too often. They usually get their own. They've said that, you shouldn't sell the medicine. And I do agree with that fact. However, I'm selling my time because it is backbreaking to harvest it. You're out there bending and picking and cleaning and sorting and drying it and braiding it. So I don't sell it, the medicine per se. It's more my time.
Yeah. So they're paying for your time.
Yeah.
Right. Plus the other thing too is we both know Moonstar Lodge.
Yep.
Catherine Lovelady and her husband Brian.
Yep.
Okay, they are native teachers. They also hold psycho-spiritual courses, of which Melissa and I had attended at separate times. Amazing teachers. I wish they would come on our show. So if they're watching,
you never know, they might be. Catherine's actually been to my store a couple of times.
Well, there you go. So, I would really love for her to come on the show too, because she's an amazing person, and her connection with spirit is uncanny as well, So we have a lot of interaction with Native people here, Indigenous people up here in Midland and the surrounding area. Yes, and one of our Facebook users says, yes, it's really hard to find ceremonial tobacco.
Yeah.
And yes, and as you could see on one of the shelves, it had them stocked here. Claire wants to know, where were you before coming back in the area?
Me?
Yeah.
I lived in Angus, which is just west of Barrie. So I lived there for quite a few years, and then it was just becoming too chaotic, a lot of crap.
Yeah.
So we decided that we wanted a nice century home, and this was my mother's hometown. So like I said, I'd spent a lot of time here as a kid, and I was just kind of drawn back to it. The house came available. I accepted our offer, no problem, and here we are. We moved on the hottest day. It's not fun.
Oh God, yeah, no kidding. I moved in winter to get up here, but because Toronto's getting very, very busy, and there are people who are leaving Toronto and moving outside of that, right? And so the smaller communities that are closer to Toronto, so that people, they'll find it easier to still commute back and forth. They're getting very busy, So I think Midland, to me, 2 hours outside of Toronto is not a big deal, really. I had a friend who used to commute from what was it called? Not Sundridge, but Berks Falls. Okay, so talk about 4 hours outside of Toronto. And she, mind you, she would, come to Toronto and spend 3 or 4 days because of work and then go back home for the weekends, right? So, it's doable, and, even though, weather can be treacherous up here, people do it, right? And here, yes, moved in February, not fun at all. Not fun at all. Okay. Is this the same person who said Tabasco is hard to find? Not yummy. And here we are.
Hi, James.
Downtown.
Hi. Say hi to Vicky for me. So Vicky and James are wonderful, wonderful people. I love them both dearly. I've known them for quite a while. Vicky at one time was making soy candles, and her company was called Utopia Soy.
Yes.
Yeah, but they ended up. People. Yes, they had a serious accident just over a year ago, I guess. Survived, but they're still mending.
I met Vicky and James. That's right. Yeah.
That's Carmela.
Okay, Carmela.
She's a Facebook user today.
Yeah. Oh,
somebody's calling Teresa. She's wanted. Oh, no, it's 10 o'clock. It's the timer. This wasn't quite as formal as you guys had planned, was it? Sorry about your luck.
No, this is our show.
Okay,
this is our show. See, there you go.
Our show is a family show, relaxed, and we like to really have an honest, sincere, down-to-earth family conversation with our guests. And that can take up many different forms, right? So that's what we want, right? That's at the end of the day, what we wanted to show is that all these practitioners and all that are real people, real lives, real people serving their community. And this guy just woke up
Oh, my baby. Okay.
And Jean Jerome actually got his kitten
from Melissa.
feral
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is just a doll. He does he want up still? Like he used to come to me and want up.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. 100%. 100%. He's
So
either
cute.
goes up with my dad or with myself. So
yeah,
this
he's
is our little Eku
Yeah.
is looking at the light, checking everything out.
Yeah.
He-
And
I'm
so
telling you,
cute.
I was this close to keeping him. I was like, oh no.
He's
right.
a doll. He really is very sweet.
And then we have also our very other furry
Oh,
viewer,
there.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
Beth.
Mojo.
Mojo.
Mojo watching. Yeah, he's checking us out, checking out the store and everything else. That's Mojo.
Mojo.
And then Sister Vicky Lane. Want to get down, baby? Okay.
Hi, Beth.
Little Titi. How cute.
There we go.
You should grab him.
Yeah, I know. Do you think you'll let me pick him up? Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna grab Umra. This is Melissa's cat. Come here, funny boy. Oh, he's hilarious, this guy. Come here.
Yeah, you'll have to like actually pick him right up.
Come here, sweetheart.
And Mo says, "Hi, Melissa."
Hi.
Mojo.
Oh.
Come on, sweetheart. Come on, my baby. Oh, come here, my little man. Come here. Look. Gotcha. I got the little man. Here, go see mom.
Come here, baby.
Go see mom. So this is Melissa's hairless cat.
This is Umra. He's
This
my
is
he's my
Umra.
familiar. So whenever I'm doing anything, he's got his paws right in there, literally.
He's very sweet. He is a sweet little boy.
Yeah, he is. Very, very mild.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
He wakes me up every day, like, get up, it's time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Echo wakes me up at 7 in the morning every morning.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Get up, play.
Yeah. Oh, here he
Want
is.
to be on the show again?
Come here, sweetheart. Come here.
Claire says, "I have a new black kitten born on the full moon, August 3rd. Lunar is his name."
Oh, nice.
Oh, you kidding, Claire? I didn't know you got a little kitty. Little kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here he is.
He's my baby.
He's a good boy.
It's chicken o'clock. That's the problem.
Oh, it's chicken o'clock.
They get chicken meat breast every night, so it's like 10 o'clock. Chicken
Oh, yeah.
o'clock.
Chicken o'clock.
Yeah.
Hey, is it chicken o'clock, buddy?
There we go. So,
All right. So now I want.
Melissa, go ahead. Go ahead, Teresa.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Melissa, 'cause we're getting close to the second hour. What's a quote that would summarize?
What I was just getting.
Out my quote. So what is my? Do I need to say it? So okay. So my quote is: sometimes I begin to doubt myself, and then I remember who I am.
Very good. Very good. Very good quote. And I think a lot of people should definitely listen to that, because I know a lot of people doubt themselves, but when the purpose and the thought is sincere, and the effort is, also sincere, you can do very magical and wonderful things, right?
Yeah.
So
For sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So are there any questions from anyone outside?
yeah,
We've
not
had-
yet. Not yeah. I asked if anybody had some questions. So
You can answer them. I know it's chicken o'clock, right?
Buddy.
Don't work on the computer.
He will.
Oh, yes, he does.
Does he?
Oh,
it
yeah.
says, "Well, great show, Melissa. We shall meet sooner than later. Love you
I
all."
look forward to it.
Nice, Claire. Yes.
You'll have to tell me who you are, and if I don't recognize anybody, it's the face masks really throw me off.
And thank you, Vicky. Beautiful quote. It is.
Vicky, mwah, I miss you.
Yes. Is this is Vicky,
Vicky,
from
yeah.
Utopia? Hi, Vicky. Really nice. And Ken, I know you tuned in. Hi, Ken. Hi, Carmela. Hi, Anka. Yes, loving
I
the
met
quote.
Anka, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Anka.
She was part of our picture there.
Okay, yeah.
The four of us, right? So that was that.
I think this is Carmela.
Hi, Carmela. and
Carmela.
Carmela.
And here's a question from Nicole. What would you say is the best way to strengthen communication with spirit guides and ancestors?
I would say just be open, and the littlest thing can be a big sign. We just overlook them,
Mhm.
right? Like, and it's that inner voice in your head often, you know, when
Find the quiet time to
Yep.
do that, like in the mornings, like you get up early,
Yep.
right? So that, you know, you're inspired by spirit at that early time, you know. Find those quiet times for yourself. Amra,
yeah, anyway, he's got Daryl's
he's got
headphones.
headphones.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's because it's chicken o'clock. Now we're going to be a bad boy.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Teresa, Jean Jerome, and Melissa.
Hello.
Okay. You should come up sometime. And do you ship to Florida?
I can.
Mhm.
Message me on Facebook, Ken, and we'll see what we can figure out.
Yeah, no, for sure. So tonight, this is our show just before. And Vianney says, I can't wait to see you ladies tomorrow. Yes, we're having our own special, right, Jean Jerome? We're having our own special celebration.
That's right.
We've got anniversaries going around. One in Cauldron's second year was the 23rd of this month.
Oh,
Was
there
one
we
in
go.
Cauldron's birthday.
And a birthday of Ifa. So we're going to get together tomorrow to celebrate. So there'll be plenty of things to do and plenty of things to celebrate.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
So,
Well, Melissa,
this
thank
concludes our.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you both. And it was fun having you here. I feel a lot better. I was really nervous at first. Like, I don't know if I can do this.
I know, like really, seriously, you know, but
But
whatever.
you're here. I can
Yeah.
bug you better.
Yeah, exactly. And I ate all these chocolates.
I didn't have any.
You know, and I love these cups. Okay, this is my little cauldron from London
Mine.
Cauldron. Okay, you can get the
There
cups
you
here.
go.
No,
I haven't.
okay.
I haven't got them in.
All right. Well, whatever. So I had my coffee.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, Melissa, thank you very much for joining us, for showing London Cauldron. And hopefully we'll have a lot of visitors soon. Keep doing the work. And, you know, I think it's very important work. And it's a pleasure to have you as a friend
Mm-hmm.
and a part of the family and the community. And again, thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you both.
No, you're welcome.
It
It was
it
our
fun.
pleasure. No. Awesome. So
I want one what?
I want
So
one.
take a
What do you
mug.
want, Anka?
Cauldron
I can
mug.
get it for you.
The cauldron mug, I think.
I've been
Okay.
looking for a good wholesaler.
Okay.
I
Oh,
try
here
not
he
to get
comes.
too many commercialized things.
Hello, little man. Hello, my little freakish man. Hello, my little freak. He's such a cute little boy. Yeah. You pinch my neck. You pinch my neck,
Oh.
Abby, Teresa.
To everybody tuning in, have a very safe Hallows Eve tomorrow. Many
Yes, you too.
blessings, our respect and
Yes,
prayers
good
to the
job.
ancestors. For all those who are sick, and we have a few people in the community, and both Ifa, Risha, and in the community also, I believe, even the witch community that are facing some health challenges. Our
Absolutely.
prayers, our solidarity, our best wishes for full and complete recovery.
Mhm.
May this season bring you healing, may bring you support, may bring you peace. And
Yeah.
thank you all for tuning in.
Yes, thank you, everyone. It was
Thank you.
most enjoyable to be here with my friend Melissa and you,
Bless
Jean
me.
Jerome. And thank you to all who have tuned in. And safe travels, everyone. Keep safe, wear your masks, and we shall see you next week. Who do we have next week, Jean Jerome?
Well, we have Yanifa Oyumoku Ade, which is an old friend of mine from California. She's an Yanifa, but she's had a very interesting spiritual journey, all the way from being a shamaness in Mexican traditions and indigenous traditions, to being into Palo. She's been a Palera Yaya in Kisi for many years, to then be crowned Orisha. She was crowned Oshun, and then finally taking the step to become Iyanifa a few years ago.
Nice.
So she's our guest next Friday at 8 p.m. So I hope everybody will join us and tune in.
All right, perfect.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody.
Bless me.
Blessed be.
Blessings.
Buruboya Boshashe.
Aboya
Long life and good health. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.